Start the recording. Again, one last time, I'm going to go ahead and drop that link in the chat. If you need a copy of today's slides, right now you have access till the top of the hour. We're going to be talking about how you can simplify SEO. And once again, for some reason, I don't know my own Instagram handle this morning, but I'm going to go ahead and drop that right here. It's Marketing Coach Maria, so it's not Get Found, Got Growth. Maria Duran is absolutely me on Twitter. You'll find me there on Twitter or X, but on Instagram it is I can't even spell. Marketing Coach Maria. Try that again. Marketing Coach Maria. All right, there you go. So you'll see it in the chat box. That is how you can actually connect with me there. We are going to be talking about how you can simplify SEO with AI. All right, remember what I said? None of us are AI experts, but I do have a good foundation because I've been working with AI since November of 2022. We're going to be talking about how you can use AI, artificial intelligence, to help you with SEO, which is search engine optimization. That's a mouthful of acronyms, isn't it? We'll talk about how you can use practical AI tools, artificial intelligence tools, and the knowledge that you need in order to utilize the tool, how you can set this up as far as a blueprint for you to be able to help you with product descriptions, to help you with putting out posts that you're doing, social post content on your website, email newsletters, and even when you're doing email marketing, even those, and then how you can effectively measure those. So you can use AI for a lot of different things, from productivity. So we see it happening quite a bit, with different tools like Asana, Monday, I'm just going blank on one, but there's another tool, ClickMind, ClickMinded, is it? Now I'm going blank on the name. Trello, you see a lot of AI in there. You can also use it for analysis. So somebody help me with what's the other tool well, I'm blanking just right now because I'm trying to think of it, on the other project management tool. You can use it for analysis to take a look at a lot of good information. AI superpower is being able to crunch a lot of information very quickly. And I'm going to be speaking specifically about LLMs. So that's another acronym, large language models. So that's your Chat GPTs, Google Geminis, your Claudes. Of course, you see a lot, right? Sonic. You can see a lot that's there available through large language models. So we'll talk about content and insights. So there are real world applications here. We're going to dive into those a lot deeper. But finding those AI opportunities are important for us. So it could be, like I said, in automation. Some people are utilizing it in their Zooms and Google Meets to take notes, to be able to put transcripts together. All of those are available to you through AI. So you can try automation there. You can try some of the researching too with different financing AI, billing and invoicing, even like in Xero and QuickBooks. You see a lot of this already available to you. Customer service, a lot of chatbots. I'm really excited about that too, because I'm going to be doing a lot more on what we can do customer service wise with chatbots. So stay tuned for that. There will be a lot more sessions about that, as well as HubSpot and Drift. You can utilize those for customer service, project management. You can also use meeting and appointment scheduling too. So a lot of that is already leaned into AI and language translation. I'm super excited about that too. You can see that within Google Translate and what Google Gemini is doing. Also, a lot of the announcements that Google had at Google I/O are about a lot of the new AI that's coming around. So know that you have this available to you already just to play around and research. You don't have to pay for these. You can just try seeing, if you want to use AI to know your audience better, right? Or to be able to brainstorm different ideas. I'd love to hear how you're using AI right now. So feel free to drop it in the chat box. How are you using AI, artificial intelligence? Some people are utilizing it for a lot of research, really truly understanding their target personas and who they do business with. Okay. Some are using it to already with SEO edits. All right. So let me know in the chat box. Reformulating ideas and descriptions. Thank you, Stephanie, for being brave and being the first to say that in the chat box. So that's how you're using AI. I love that you're doing that and experimenting. There's a lot of experimentation to be done and discovery that you can do just by utilizing some of these tools a little bit deeper with what your actual goals are. Okay. So AI can help you with keyword research, just like what Stephanie was talking about, reformulating different ideas and descriptions. Kelly's using it for SEO edits, writing those descriptions, editing existing copy, and helping with naming some products too, because we know that product names Just like with website names, website pages, website headlines, all help people understand you better and also help the search engine understand and find what it's looking for. So we see Misty's using it to give your clients their photos immediately. Facial recognition, absolutely. There you go. So you can use it for a lot of graphic design as well. There's a whole slew, while I brought up LLMs, large language models, there's a whole lot of graphics from Midjourney to DALI 3 to, oh gosh, all of the different motion Pika Labs. There's just so much. There is on-page optimization you can do as well. So you've got keyword research. You can optimize your page, your website content for search engines, truly leaning into what search engines are finding. So you're looking and pulling that data and now you're applying it to your actual site. And there's also technical SEO, really looking at the crawlability and the ranking of what it is that is happening on your site that could be more helpful to you or to help optimize more visibility for you. So the future of search, we know that people are actually doing a lot of search generative, right? So this is where AI is actually supporting search. And this is something that Google started rolling out 3 weeks ago, and it's on a heavy rollout. So do know it's changing up search for people, which means that because it's changing up search, we need to change up our keyword strategy and our SEO strategy, which a lot of people don't want to look at yet. So there's lots of heads in the sand as far as this goes, especially with Google changing. But it's important for us to stay up to date because we can't just wait till Google's done changing, right? Google does a lot of updates and upgrades to keep highly relevant and important for you. And because of this, it's important for us to stay relevant and look at our keyword strategies. So do they still matter? Yes, because keywords help search engines find and understand what it is that we do. It also then helps show us in search results when people are searching for our product, service, or solution. This is critical that we match the words that people are using. It is on us to be experts on our customer. And because of that, we need to truly not only understand where they're at in the funnel, but we need to understand their certain buyer behavior that's happening right now. Where are they at the buying process? We need to be experts at both. And you heard me tease about that a moment ago if you were in the first session that we had today about thriving on e-commerce, but I'm actually going to take that deeper dive here. So understanding those target audiences, it is not anybody, everybody, and somebody. While a lot of small businesses like to answer that question, a lot of times that gets you their second cousin nobody because it's too much for the search engine to take on or too much for people to even understand and to be able to make that connection. That's why when you make that response that you can serve anybody who fogs the mirror, people often blank because they know too many people. For the search engine, unless you have a lot of money to get visible in front of everybody that searches online, then you just cannot be that broad. You have to be specific, get specific, and really focus on the best client and customer that you serve. Know who that is, and just understand that anybody in addition to that is gravy. So we just don't want to miss who that best customer is who's searching for our product, service, or solution. So what AI can't do is it cannot give those personal stories because AI regurgitates content. Understand that it's like Sheldon being explained, Sheldon's mind from Big Bang Theory being explained by Penny. That's what AI is doing. So it's making sure that it's looking at all the content that already exists across the history of the internet and pulling from that information. So it doesn't have any personal experiences. It doesn't have that human touch that we have. Now that's our superpower, small businesses. Understand that we know our customers so well, and most of us were within arm's length of our customers, that we don't have to form a committee or to be able to do some wonderful or amazing focus group. We can actually have a focus group just by reaching out and asking people, often on socials. We can just do that or text them exactly what information we need and what would be helpful to them. That's how close we are to our customers. So we are so nimble, we can turn on a dime. Where other larger corporations need a much bigger process to that, we can actually have those personal experiences and understand the emotion and the opinions that our customers are having, which is a huge benefit for us. That truly is our superpower, and we can be nimble with it if we know how to use this. So it's those personal stories. It's making sure the content is digestible. We need to know the tone that people have. Is it authoritative that they need, or do they need somebody who can be aspirational and give them some of that support so they don't feel just overwhelmed by everything? Anything that I'm I'm talking about today, you can find online. You can Google it and you can find it. But do understand the way I help and support is making sure that I put this in packages and different snippets where you as a small business can apply this immediately. That is what I do, applying it. That's my own personal experience working in e-commerce and working on digital marketing for 20 plus years that I apply to it, that I deliver to you. You can use an inviting tone. So think about how you can make it inviting and digestible to your best customer. And then you can tie in those recent events, and you can also fact check to make sure that the information is correct, because AI lies. It does lie. Take a look at it and you'll see sometimes that it's just creating things because it knows that you want an answer. I do happen to give my AI feedback and let it know that's not correct. Take a look at this information. So I teach it. And it's important for us to teach and personalize and customize our AI tools, because if we don't, then we are just, again, subject to anything that it'll regurgitate, and it doesn't have that personal knowledge that we can teach it. Now, one place, and you heard somebody talk about that already just with photos, how they did that, where you can actually focus, even though AI is absolutely on YouTube, there are 4 different YouTube products or tools actually that were released for free that are AI based in YouTube. But know that people are right now leaning into more large language model than they are into YouTube. So you can do a lot of personal videos there, utilize SEO through AI for descriptions and really optimize your YouTube optimization and get more visibility. So you can look at your keyword planner within Google Ads. You don't have to run ads. You can use this for free. The AI tools, Lily, what AI tools are you referencing? I see your question popped up, but I didn't see when it popped up. So I apologize. I might have switched topics already. Please let me know in the chat box because I do want to answer your question. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Your keyword planner is one way that you can, one place you can see that, and you can see that within Google Ads. This is for free in Google Ads. You're just going to look for that little wrench icon, which are the tools, the free tools you have available through Google Ads. So you can take a look at Google Ads. Again, you do not have to run ads to use that. You can utilize Google Trends, g.co/trends. See that bottom link there is how you can also search what people in the entire United States or just within your local area. So I happen to live in Midland, Odessa, Texas. So I may look at Midland, Odessa, who has been searching for what in the past hour, and I can see that focus that clearly. I can get as granular as saying who's been searching for what in Midland, Odessa in the last hour on YouTube. If I was thinking of a video too, I can get that specific. So again, these are things that will help you in being able to hone in and really know what people are searching for and making sure that you are visible to them on words that are mattering most to them at the time. So Google Trends, with Google Trends, looking for relevant products and topics are one way to do that. How many of you have used Google Trends? Let me know by the show of number ones in the actual chat box if you've actually utilized Google Trends. Okay. All right. So I see some people have used Google Trends, but not everybody here has used Google Trends. Have you? Let's see. I'm looking forward to seeing if anybody else has used Google Trends. Let me know. All right, because I want to show you. I'm going to show you if you haven't used it yet. Okay, I'm going to bring up a live demo here. Give me a moment because I do have to switch screens. Okay. Let's go to Google Trends. Oh, and I'm broadcasting. This is for free that you can utilize. All right, somebody let me know their industry. Just drop it in the chat box. Okay. Pie. Oh, okay. Any kind of pie, just pie in general. So if I want to see who's talking about pie, okay, maybe Google Trends is not playing friendly with us. No, nah, it's not, because I know pie would be bigger. Baked pie. Let me try that just to see if it's being, there we go. So baked pie, so pie, baked pie or pot pie. Let's look at pot pie. I see that, pot pie. Okay, in the past day in the United States, this is where people have been searching, but let me get specific because John said pot pie in Denver. So Denver, Colorado. Okay, not enough searches in the past day, but let's look at the past 7 days then. So you can start expanding out, looking at the past 7 days, or you can even say the past 30 days. Who's been looking for pot pie? Well, it's really increased since May 15th. Must be getting cold, right? Now I can look by web search or just YouTube search if I wanted to, and I was deciding on videos to create. Um, Google Trends looks like it's having a moment here. So usually it'll show us exactly where in Colorado. It would give us a map here. Something's going on here, but these are what's being searched out. So we can see that people like chicken pot pie with puff pastry. This is being searched out. What does a breakout? I'm delish. Somebody's thinking about pot. Sorry, getting everybody hungry during lunchtime. But you can see breakout. What that means is that it is something that is just now on the rise with Google. So here's a couple of things that I would recommend as a marketing coach is with breakout terms. I would definitely lean in and utilize this on all my socials and my content because it's a great way for you to be ahead of a trend and to be visible because you're right at the very beginning. How many times have you wished, had I only known at the beginning of the trend, maybe I would have gotten some visibility? These are breakouts are beginning trends. Now, if I was doing Google Ads, I would also use this because Google Ads doesn't know that this is a popular term yet. So it's not going to charge you the highest cost per click for it either because it doesn't see it as a popular term yet. It's a breakout term. So it's a chance for you to get ahead here, John. Just you can see different breakout terms that are happening here and you can see what those 10 are. Gosh, I wish I had, I wish it would have shown where in the country. Let me see the United States if it'll do the map. Okay, see, now this is the map. So you can see now if I was an e-commerce store and I sold pot pie, Vermont would be where I'm focusing in right now because that's what people are looking for is in Vermont. So if I wanted to, I can click on Vermont here. It will bring up Vermont and it's really in the Burlington, Vermont, Plattsburgh, New York area and people are searching for it. They are just searching about for pot pie. Okay, they're looking for pot pie recipes, some, but mostly they're just hungry. They want pot pie. Okay, so those are some things that you can actually look at that can help you within Google Trends. All right. You can also look for seasonal trends, things happening, keyword research. I know this is not AI, but this will help you with SEO. If you've never used Google Trends, learn into what Google already knows within search and Google's AI, Google Gemini, what people are searching for. So you can do research, you can actually monitor competitors. So just like I showed you there a moment ago where I put pot pie, you can see next to it, there was another opportunity for me to add another term. If I wanted to, I could put the names of all of your competitors in there, which is what I like to do every morning. I just get my cup of coffee and I put in 3 or 4 competitors to a business that I'm looking at, and I will compare what people are doing that actual hour that day to find those different businesses to maybe see if we can get some of that visibility towards the business that I'm coaching with or that I'm working with. So again, this is a way for you to monitor competitors and maybe get some of those eyeballs looking at you, or maybe you have something that's more of a longer sales cycle. So it's more than seasonal and you need to look at trends for the entire year. Maybe you're new in a business and you're just learning about a business. So that's a great way to do this too, is through Google Trends. So content development is one that we're going to be focusing on today when we talk about simplifying SEO, utilizing AI. It could be with the idea, it could be with creating, and it also could be with actually optimizing this. And AI can help you, artificial intelligence can help you in doing this because it has all of this information it's pulling from online. So how it can help you to find your best customer? Well, first, it can help you really understand. What I'll do sometimes is I'll put a website address into AI and I'll ask it, who is the best target customer that's coming to this site? And I will see what it brings up. Now, remember what I said about fact checking AI. So I always take a look to see, does this make sense? So maybe I'm looking at, if they're an e-commerce store, I'll look at the customer list and get a good feel for the customer list. Or this what, where people are, just even their age group or geographically where they're located at. Okay, but really it's important for us to know this. So maybe AI, if we don't know our best customers, it can help us identify who the best target persona is. Or maybe we do know. We know that Daniel, he loves to travel and he likes to cook. So that's what he likes. So now I'm going to find out from AI, what are Daniel's challenges? Because I know he likes to travel, he likes to cook. He's about 35 years old, so around that age range, and his occupation is engineering. He's married, no kids. All right, so I'm giving AI this information saying, this is what my best customer looks like. Tell me what his challenges, his or her challenges are. Tell me what are some steps that he's trying to search out and find to fix this. What are some of the goals? You know, what motivates him? What frustrates him? So I'm actually asking AI for all of this additional information about our best customer. Now, is this exact? It may or may not be. I'll test it out now with my actual data. So if I feel like, you know, he's going to purchase a time management application and that's what we sell, so I might go ahead and put that out there and see, you know, is it resonating? Does it work? Or that's not really what he's looking for. So now I'll give AI the feedback going, I don't know that he's maybe purchasing it, but he might be researching it. So let's take a deeper look at this. It can also, you know, maybe it's to be more organized is what he wants, or at least AI is thinking that, but I'll test that out. And it's not to be more organized. It's actually just to be more productive. So the organization is a benefit of productivity, but he's looking for more productivity. Does that make sense to everybody? And you can understand you can have more than one persona. A lot of times people will not want to focus on a target audience because they think it limits them. And understand, just think for that for a minute. If you had one target persona, are you serving every single person who's like that? Or what would you do if you could reach the majority of them and they were your client or your customer? What if you had 80% of that market was your customer? Would that be enough? Or would you be after anybody, everybody, and somebody? So there could be two or three or four other personas, but I encourage you to try to limit that down to no more than that for your product, service, or solution, because you don't want to dilute your efforts. It's not about us just trying to reach everybody. It's about us being effective. So we have to be visible. And then of course we need credibility, and now we need to convert them. When I say convert in e-commerce, that means sell. They're going to buy. So you want them to buy from you. That means sales. But it also could be, if you're a nonprofit, it could be volunteers, it could be donors, it could be good friend raisers. If you are a for-profit, it could be that maybe they're signing up in your leads list, they downloaded the PDF or they watched the video that you wanted them to, they signed up for your e-commerce newsletter or your email marketing. Whatever you deem success is what is considered conversion. Conversion is a success action that happens for you. Does that make sense to you? Everybody's really quiet, so I don't see any comments in the chat box, so I just want to make sure everybody's hearing everything okay. All right? So it's important for us to understand our actual journey and really to understand the customer's journey. What do they need to make those decisions? That is also where we can lean into AI and ask them, what does their decision journey look like? Okay, I know that my best customer is, let's say, Eleanor. And Eleanor loves social media, newspaper. She's always on the go. But what does she need in order for her to make some good decisions and be more on the path to purchase for us? So what does that decision journey look like? Okay. Any questions at all? Let me know in the chat box, everybody. Okay. Now, understanding our marketing funnel, for those of you who are in the first session, you saw this and you saw me talk about it, but it is on us to understand where the roadblocks are on this. Okay. All right. I'm a little concerned because I don't see anybody in the chat box. So I just want to make sure. Can everybody hear me all right? Let's just do a double check here. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Jackie. I was a little bit like, I don't see anybody. Oh, perfect. Taking notes. No worries, Kelly. No worries. I please do take notes. Plus you get a copy of the handout and the slides here. Let me drop that right here. Perfect. Okay. I was just a little worried because I was like super quiet. But your marketing funnel, where are you getting the most, or you having the most log jam? So where are you having the bottleneck? Is it awareness? Are people reaching at you, and do they know that you exist? So take a look at your Google Analytics. If, for example, or your Google Search Console. So Google Analytics lets you know how people are looking at information on your site. It truly gives you insight on who they are as a customer. Google Search Console lets you know how the search engine sees you. not just Google, but Bing, all search engines. How do they see you and do they have confidence in you? So if I know that, like for example, I see a lot of people coming to our site and a lot of visibility that they're searching for abccompany.com, if that was the name of my website, then I know I've got great brand awareness. So it might not be a problem with awareness, but it is consideration. I don't have the credibility. I'm not showcasing the credibility that they need. So that's really important. Yes, Brenda, if you actually signed up for the first session, you definitely can. It was not anything to do with this session. They were just two different sessions. It just happened that I did a session today at 11 o'clock about thriving with e-commerce, and now I'm doing this session about simplifying SEO with AI. Okay? So you're not missing anything that you need for this session. Okay? I'm just bringing it up because I do see some people that were in the first session here. Okay. Or is it that you need to turn leads into customers? So maybe it's conversion based. Maybe you're not turning them. They're coming to your site, but you're not converting them. So they're not doing what you want them to do. Or you don't get customers to return, because this is also important. If your business is something that you want to last for a long time and it has a product or service or solution that a customer can return to get, are you getting them to come back again? Or are you just a one-hit wonder, right? So if you're stuck in your funnel in awareness and consideration, then it could be any of these 6 items that you need to work on. Where AI can help you is in defining and understanding your business and your customer. It can also help you figure out how to communicate and deliver value in terms that matter to them, the words that they use, not industry speak. All right. You have to do the developing of relationships, but you in understanding where they are when they need you in those key moments they need you, AI can assist with that. Or maybe you're stuck in these areas in conversion and loyalty. So you can look at the 5 bullet points to the left there, and maybe it is that you don't have a streamlined purchase process. Or maybe you need to identify those key actions when they're going to be ready. So this is where, again, AI can help you lean in and understand who that best customer looks like and what their shopping habits are. Now, this is where a lot of people don't consider, and they don't look at the levels of buyer awareness. So while we might know the funnel really well, right? So we've been looking right here at the funnel: awareness, consideration, conversion, and loyalty. We also need to understand where they are in buyer awareness. So one is unaware. They are just even unaware that they have a problem at all. They're just dealing with it. Oh my gosh, every time I have to do this, they just deal with it. So they are completely unaware of that. And understand that if they are unaware, you being the first person to educate them will have and spend a lot of time in that education process. So you need a lot of content to help with that SEO, because they don't even know that there's an issue to search out. Okay. So what do they look like if they're unaware? And are your customers, your best customers, really at the unaware standpoint? So you are coming in with a lot of knowledge as a thought leader right there at the very forefront. Or is it number 2? They have a need or desire. I'm so frustrated because this happens, but they don't know that there's any solution. So they're aware that there's a problem. I don't like this. I wish I could fix this, right? But they don't know that there's any solution out there. Or is it number 3? They're solution aware. So they know, okay, I have this problem and a project management tool would be really great at fixing this. But that's it. I just know that there is, or that there should be some tool to fix this. Something should organize this. So that's being solution aware, that there is some tools out there to actually fix this. Product aware means, okay, now I know that there is a project management tool. So maybe Asana, maybe a Trello, maybe Monday, maybe Basecamp. I have other tools that can help me with this. So now I'm product aware. Number 5, though, when you can get your buyers to that point that they know you are the person that has the product or solution for them, you and your company are the ones that have that. When you have that level 5 buyer awareness, now you can really take them quickly through that funnel. Understand there are 5 levels of buyer awareness, and I actually look at this first before I look at funnel. Everybody likes to lead with a funnel, and I even shared that first because that's kind of the low-hanging fruit that people want to see about. But the true information that will help you with SEO is understanding the levels of buyer awareness, because if the message doesn't hit, there's nothing you can do or say about it that'll get their attention. So you really need to meet them where they're at. What do they really want? A lot of people will tell you at surface level, I want this. I want to make more money. Okay, great. You want to make more money. Or I want to save time. I want to be more productive. Great. What does that mean? I'm going to go with that actual our case study, let's say, that we're doing. So our example that we're using. Okay, so what would that mean for you? That mean I get more out of my day. Great. What does that mean for you? See how I'm digging in deeper, because we all have that surface level answer, that networking answer that we all give when we're chit-chatting. But now as you go a little bit deeper, well, what would that mean for you if you have more control of your time? Well, that means then I have more options. I love to have more options. I don't like to feel trapped. I don't want to feel like I work for or work for my work, that it works for me. Okay, what does that mean? That means I have more time freedom and I can spend time with my family. Well, what does that mean to you? That means more vacations, more opportunities to be an active mom or dad with my family. Now we're at the core reason, right? So what do they really want? So our calls to action that just say, you know what, be more productive, be more this, that is that going to hit them? Or is it really going to get them for and get that connection for you if you say, if you're ready to take control of your time and be the parent that you want to be with those time options that you need, we're the people to connect with, or we're the business, we're the software, we're the consultant, whatever it is that you provide. Can you see how that's such a big difference between somebody who's unaware to somebody who is aware of what they really, really want? So if they're unaware there's any solutions like that, but they know there's this nagging need, you can help them become problem aware and even solution aware. But it's important for you to know where they're at and what is it they need. Why are you the answer for them? You need to be able to address that immediately, quickly. That's something we need to just roll off of our tongues as small businesses. Why are we the answer for our best customer? What is it that we provide? And understand they will don't want to know how we get there. Okay, I can connect your Google Analytics with your Google this, and then I get Google Search Console, and then I can tag this, and I can make sure I put these conversion. You don't want to hear that. If you are bringing me in to set up your Google roadmap and put all that together, you just want to hear you will be visible in this time and you will start seeing business like this, and you will start making and reaching that best target audience. You're looking for the outcome. You will start making money. You will start making sales. In fact, I was talking to a business just yesterday on the airplane, and I was asking him, what's your overall goal? And he said, well, I want more people on my list and that, but what's your overall goal? And he said, well, to make money. Absolutely. You want to make more money and you want to do it in the most effective way possible. So let's talk about that. So how do they get that, and how do you help them get that? You need to address those answers and have those answers to those questions. So understand that AI can help you with all of this. We're going to dive in deeper now, really in utilizing AI. First, it can help you understand who your target audience is, right? So you want to get the handout. I'm going to drop it again because this is a very heavy slide presentation. And I don't want you to use it like a slide. I want you to use it as an outline when you're doing this and asking AI. But you can ask AI to interview me to find a target audience. So the prompt is the question that we ask AI. And remember, the quality of our questions determines the quality of our answers. So we want AI to interview us. We have all that deep knowledge about our best customer, and we need to teach our AI, so it needs to interview us. So finding out from us, it's going to ask all these questions. But when I start with the prompt, interview me to find my target audience, these are a series of questions that it just asked me. Then I answered it. Last bullet point at the very bottom, I answered AI. I just answered it. I didn't even put capitalization or punctuation marks because AI doesn't care about that. It's looking at the content. Now I asked again, after I answered all the questions, so remember the prompt was interview me to find my target audience. Then the next was the questions it asked me, I responded. And then I asked it, break this down for me. Who are they? What are their challenges? What is or are their pain points or point? What do they need? This look familiar to the buyer persona sheet that I was just showing you? It is, because I'm asking AI to help me understand these things. And then after it gives me its answer, my next prompt is there, the second bullet point, write the target audience as a prompt that I can continue to use to build offers and funnels. So I ask AI to do that, so I can save it in AI, but I can take it to any AI. Let's say I want to use Google Gemini today. Let's say I want to use Claude 3 today. I want to use another tool that has not even been developed yet or released to the public. I have a prompt already saved that I can use that truly is focused on my target audience. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Again, you answer AI anytime it asks you questions, just answer it because it is learning from you. I can also do competitive research here. So what I like to do, you'll see highlighted in yellow, and all of this is important for you to help with your prompt. So again, this is a great handout for you to use and follow along as a guide sheet. But number 4 is I will download Google reviews. I'll download Facebook reviews. I'll download Amazon reviews. But utilizing Google Reviews Exporter with export comments, that's 100% free for you to get 100 reviews. That's all I use at this time. You can pay to get more reviews if you want. But now you can ask ChatGPT or any AI to look at this and say, what are the top 10 common positive things mentioned? So I could be looking at my competitor. What's positive? What's the negative? That might be a sweet spot for me. What's the most popular item? Okay, I want to know exactly what that is. Or what's the concern that people are having? All right, so it could be any of these things that will help me help differentiate what it is that we offer to somebody. So it's helping me in my messaging, but it's also teaching AI to understand that messaging, which again, that's on us. We have to teach our AI that very, very custom. So we can level up our prompts for large language models. And again, these are some of the large language models that are available now on the right-hand side. There are many, many more that aren't listed here and many more that will be coming within the next week. Who knows, by the end of the week, we'll have more. But you can use these prompts to help you, just like I showcased you here. Is this helpful so far, everybody? Let me know in the chat box. Okay. I'd love to know if this is helpful for you to have these prompts. So again, AI can help you overcome writer's block and truly understanding the different text that's needed, right? It can also translate languages. So let's take a deep dive in. The RTF framework. Again, these are, I'm an acronym gal. If you don't know me already, this was before Google even happened, but I've always been into acronyms. So RTF is the role. Identify the role that you want AI. Now this says Chat GPT, but any AI. Again, it could be Google Gemini. And that's the reason I'm doing this training, not as a Google trainer, but as a marketing coach, because this is a competitive product to Google, but it's still a great product. So there's lots out there that are free. You can use Bing search with GPT, Chat GPT through Bing, but you're going to give it a role. So identify the role. I might, let's say, work with a supplement brand and I say, okay, you are an amazing creative director and content management director for this supplement brand, and I'll give the link to it. So it gives a chance to understand its role. The task I'm going to give it is I want you to write a blog post that is very helpful to the target audience for this particular business. And the format I want could be a caption, it could be a blog post, or it could be a report that I want it to do. So RTF is the role, task, and format. So for an example, let's say I could say you're a content creator and you're very experienced in social media marketing. I want you to write an engaging social media caption for a new product launch. And I need it to be a Twitter thread. So it can be no more than 280 characters. I need it to be very specific on the format because I don't want to have to worry about copy or adjusting it. I want to just be able to copy and paste it. Okay. So I utilize the RTF framework. That's role, task, format. So that's how you could set up one prompt. So that's one way to do it. Another way is chain of thought. So this is, let's think step by step, really teaching AI. Okay, let's look at this just like you saw me here. Let me go back here on here where I taught AI, look at the top 10 positive items. Look at the top 5. What's the most popular? Of the most popular, what one is the one that seems to be most important or most interest to people visiting this website? Okay, so understand it's a step by step. You are teaching AI. Think of AI as your child. And now you are teaching it to be able to operate and think and understand your tone, your vision, and who you best serve and what they need. So break it down. There's also the RISN framework. Again, this is an acronym where we look at the role, the instructions, the steps, the end goal, and narrowing. So the role, I'm going to let AI know this is the role you have. It was kind of like what we did a moment ago in the RTF framework. Now I'm going to give it specific instructions. This is what I want you to do, and these are the steps to follow. I need it to be made into a Twitter tweet. I need it into an Instagram caption, and then I would like an email written for it, a 5-part email series, and after that, I would like an entire website with a product or a course associated with it and developed for it. Now, the end goal in mind could be I want this to encourage people to click on and to review our information and to sign up to get notices and updates. Okay, so it can be a complete end goal. And now I can narrow it saying I'm looking specifically at people who are on this email list or people that I don't have on an email list currently. So I'm looking for certain target audiences. So that could be how I narrow it. So an example of this is, let's say you're a business consultant and you'd like to write a creative, informative blog post, right? So what I would do is I'd start saying and defining ChatGPT what it can do, what I want it to do. You know, it's going to be behaving like a business consultant. And then in the body of the post, this is what I want. In the conclusion, I want this. The end goal is that I want a really engaging, informative uh, blog post. And then the target audience, I'm narrowing it down to just small business owners. Does that make sense to everybody then? That's how the Risen framework works. So that's this acronym taken and applied to this example. The roads framework, again, most of them start with R because we have the role, but the objectives is we start with the goals here. So we go from the role starting to the objective next. So what is our clear objective and goal? What do you want AI to help you get to? The details of this are the things that you want specifically in the output you want it to create. So you're also going to provide an example. So for example, when I'm talking to AI, when I first was training my AI and I wanted it to write and be able to think and express information like Steve Jobs, I actually gave it lots of examples of Steve Jobs writing. I gave it links to different talks and videos that Steve Jobs did because I wanted it to understand how Steve Jobs thought and delivered information. And then a sense check is to ask GPT to confirm that it understands your objective. So I actually ask it to say back exactly what it is that I'm looking for and does it understand it? Because now I can give it feedback into, yeah, that's good, or oh no, you're totally off mark. Because remember, when we're communicating, we're putting out information, but just because we're projecting and broadcasting doesn't mean it's being received the same way. It happens with people and it also happens with AI. So that's why it's important for us to double check. Did you get it? So, are we on the right page? So that same sense. So a example of that is you're a copywriter. I'm telling AI you're a copywriter and I want a landing page for a new product and it's a new fitness tracker and who it's helping. Here are some examples. I'm going to show you some examples of what I've written, some strong landing page headlines, and maybe even some competitors. I'm going to share that there. And now I will ask you understand what I'm looking for because I want to hear clearly from AI that it does understand so it's not wasting either of our times, or I might need to redirect it then if it's not because maybe it's going down the wrong path. Also, another way to do that, a sense check, is I like to teach me what I taught you. And the reason I do this is because there's lots of AI out there. So I actually had my ChatGPT before Google Gemini was around. So I actually taught ChatGPT quite a lot. And I asked ChatGPT to teach Google Gemini. So it would perform and actually create prompts for Google Gemini. So I could also teach it because it was younger than my ChatGPT. So instructions are to provide more content to improve mirroring and tone reflection. I like it to understand that the content, when I create content, I like it to be very direct. So no fluff. I don't like fluffy. I want direct. I'm looking for something that's very specific and authoritative. So I do want fact checks into what I'm writing, but I also want it to be aspirational. I want it to be hopeful and let people know that you can do this. It's not just done for you, do it yourself, and you have the ability to do it yourself. So how do I measure if the information is created is good? I'll let it know how I'm going to measure that. And I'm also going to look for, as I said, repetition. I'm going to ask for different answers. So help identifying any missing points. So I'm actually teaching and going back and forth with AI to find out what it may be missing. And then I'll share any specific guidelines. So that's the teach me what I taught you, giving back feedback, just like we would with a human being. If you've ever led anybody or guided anybody through anything, taught your kiddos, this is what you're doing, this back and forth repetition and making sure that you've benchmarked exactly what it is that you're looking for and you finding out exactly what they are receiving and what's been communicated. Okay, everybody, we've covered a lot. Now, I'd love to hear what you're going to apply that you learned today, because we covered quite a lot of information, and the handout today, today's slides, definitely use that because I don't expect you to remember, nor do I expect you to have written every single note that you needed to there for all the different frameworks from roads to Risen to RTF. but I do expect that you can download this and you can use this as your guidepost for that. Okay, so what is it that you're going to apply? I would love to know and hear. Let me know in the chat box. And as you do that, I'm going to go ahead and recap with resources. Remember to reach out to the actual partners here who invited you. So it's really important for you to do that. They are there in your local area, and partners, if you want to drop anything that you need here, as far as the contact information, if they need any support, make sure you actually deliver that and drop that here. I love that. Sorry, Larry, I was reading at the same time I was talking. Defining target market. I love that. Definitely using it for competitor analysis. Oh, I love to do that, Kelly. That's my favorite thing, because you never know when you can get some of those eyeballs looking at you, right? If you ever want to hang with me, then you can be a part of our membership. I answer anytime I do webinar Wednesdays. I do the Q&A section, much more in depth within our membership. Plus I do video walkthroughs. So you don't just ask questions here. You can ask questions every day that you want. Yes, absolutely. Rhodes. Perfect. Welcome, Stephanie. I see Stephanie with Dallas ISD here too. She put her contact information. They are definitely one of our partners who are here to assist you and are very focused on making sure that you connect with any local resources too. So this is perfect. Make sure you connect with them. Instant post to market our pies and let customers know where to find us locally. Exactly. Absolutely. Oh, that's great, John. Mark's going to take and utilize the Rhodes format. Perfect, Mark. You'll find the one that works best for you. I go back between all of those depending on where I'm at with AI and the different AI tool I'm using too. I'm going to teach my all-in-one question I have. If you're creating these different roles with ChatGPT, or do you have different feeds for each role? I have different feeds for each role, Sarah. So you can, in Google Gemini and in ChatGPT, you can save each chat and you can rename it. So I rename it for every role that has. So I'll know that I can go back to each one. Now, with ChatGPT, when I've been using the same role for a long time, I actually double check and make sure that I create a prompt for it. So, because I'll ask it, okay, if anything goes wrong with you, create a prompt so somebody, another AI will learn exactly what you learned. So bring it up to speed. So I'll ask it to create a great prompt like that, because I don't, sometimes you'll see, especially with ChatGPT launching the 4.0 or the 4.0 now, you'll see different speeds happening, and sometimes it's having trouble regenerating or generating some of your responses. So I'll hold on to those different prompts, and I'll keep those in a separate Google sheet that I keep in my Google Drive, just because I want to preserve those in case anything happens to any of the AI. I want to have that. Use RTF to increase customer service quality. Perfect. See, those are great tools so you can use. I'm loving to hear that you're applying what you're learning, everybody. Awesome. That's so exciting. And thank you to the partners here who are dropping their contact information for everybody. If I've been of help to you, I would love to hear it. So just let me know by going to reviewmaria.com or using this QR code. I would appreciate a review. You do not have to, but the best time to ask for a review is when you've given good product or good service or good information. Hopefully I've done one of the three there. You don't have to. Again, I would just be so honored for you to be able to leave a great review. And I do want to make sure that you are asked, right? So you know how to do this. Now it's been modeled for you after this session. No, it's the person, and Kelly, you really bring that up. It is the person who is, who really knows how to wield this tool. I'll hear a lot of people say, well, what about, data and data privacy? I only share with AI my own thoughts as far as, how I'd like different tones for it to know. But everything else I'm sharing with it is a public knowledge. I mean, you can grab comments and reviews anywhere. I can grab content off of a website anywhere and say, I'd like you to mirror this and look at this, but more of this spin, or more of this tone. So it's really, I'm not doing anything that it can't already find. It has access to the entire internet. So that's something to keep in mind too. But again, you want to do what's most important to you. I was speaking to a doctor actually day before yesterday, so on Sunday, and I said, yeah, you've got to make sure any AI you're using is HIPAA compliant. So be very, very careful with what you're doing. I think the chatbot AIs, the customer service chatbot AIs, are the only ones where you really need to take a even closer look, just because that may be your customer's personal information they put in there, right? So we've got to be really careful with that. Um, Cater to our needs. Didn't Yes, yes, Misty, definitely make it cater to your needs, because it's, I mean, it's a great tool and it can be great for search, but when it knows you better, then it can help you really understand, so it can mirror you and your needs, or it can mirror your customer, your client and their needs, so you can have it do all or just one, but it can better serve what you're looking for. Like if you're really, let's say you're a really thought leader in academic base, so you're going to teach it. I want you to show things that you can actually put the link to the sources to, because I don't want you making up anything, right? You don't want to be putting out any social posts out there that are saying one thing and then it can't be confirmed anywhere else. You want to be able to do that. And truly, that all it does is it helps us then, we can take that as content, but now we can customize it with our own expertise too, right? All right. Any other questions?